It's time for Talking Sports, Birmingham's only weekly sports update to put you in the game. Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Now, here is your winning action host, Keefer, and the legend.
Happy Independence Day weekend, everybody. 4th of July. Hope you had a fantastic day. It's Saturday on the America's birthday celebration. 243 years our country is celebrating today. Kip Keefer here with my Yankee Doodle dandy of a partner, the legend. We are ready to deliver a great addition to your holiday weekend.
Well, Maryland was a neutral state, Kip, so I'm half Southern, half Yankee. I'm a Confederate Yankee. What can you say, Kip? What can you say?
Yeah, Maryland was officially never seceded, but they weren't really on board.
Yeah, we was hiding.
That's right. But anyway, we hope everybody had a wonderful celebration. The 4th of July, of course, is just filled with traditions. We're going to talk a little bit about that here in the first segment and give you some blasts from the past, I guess you could say. But Legend, I don't know about you, but as a child, I have great memories of the 4th of July. It's kind of a lost thing, and it's disappointing. We used to have we had a giant subdivision neighborhood kind of thing, and everybody gathered. The dads would come early, and they would cook up. But they had this huge barbecue pit, and they would cook all kinds of great stuff. Barrels and buckets of soft drinks and beer and anything else you wanted to drink. Well, when I was in like 5th grade, I wasn't drinking any beer yet. But
tell the truth.
But really, the cornerstone of that too, and I hope this has not been a completely now obsolete thing. But all day long, all we did with all the kids in the neighborhood, we had baseball games, we had played pickup basketball all day long, leading up to the big fireworks deal. That drunken dads in the backyard. It's amazing there was no casualties, but. I have such great memories of that on the 4th of July, and it's American tradition, and I hope we haven't completely lost that.
I don't think we have, Kip. We live in the greatest country in the world. We love America. I know you people watching today, you love America. Where else can you eat a hot dog, shoot a firecracker, watch the Orioles get beat by 10? Where else in the world can you do these things, Kip? I mean, America is the greatest country in the world, and we love it. I mean, hey, talking sports all the time, it's the best in the world, Kip.
Well, of course, there's all kinds of traditions on the 4th of July weekend. We're going to talk about some of those. A lot of you probably on Thursday watched the Nathan's hot dog eating contest from New York. Joey Chestnut was going for the world record, 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Wow.
That's insane.
Insane.
The legend and I almost brought a big plate of hot dogs here, but he's still got some dental issues, and I would have been the big favorite in the hot dog contest. So I didn't want to hurt the legend's feelings.
Don't hurt me, Kip. You know, I love that Nathan Hot Dogs contest. You know, I was watching the good, the bad, and the hungry last night. And, you know, over in Japan, that's big sports, you know, being able to eat. I'll get my teeth back right, Kip. I might be flying to Japan. I think I can put down 80 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm coming for you, Chestnut.
As far as traditional sports, baseball dominates 4th of July history. There have been 3 no-hitters on 4th of July in the history of baseball. The first 2 were in 1910 and 1912. That's even before my time, so you know that's way back there.
Way back.
But in 1983, in Yankee Stadium, the most famous 4th of July no-hitter, Dave Righetti, no-hit the Boston Red Sox.
Wow.
And that's really appropriate considering we just watched the London series, which we'll talk about later in the show, where they scored 29 runs, the Yankees, in 2 games. The Red Sox had 21. I think there were over 60 hits in those 2 games. It's hard to believe it's the same game. Dave Righetti throws a no-no on 4th of July, 1983.
Yeah, you know, the Yankees just shatter history all the time. 4th of July, 3rd of July, 1st of July. Look through the history books. You're going to find the New York Yankees. But I remember that left-hander, Dave Righetti.
Yeah,
I think he kind of reminds me of Ron Guidry.
Yeah, I think he's still the pitching coach now with the San Francisco Giants.
That might explain it.
Anyway, the most famous thing on the 4th of July, and I haven't really prepared the legend for this, but I really wanted to go back, and I think everybody's familiar with it, but maybe a lot of people haven't actually seen it. 1939, again, Yankee Stadium. The most iconic player up to that time in baseball, the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig, had his tearful farewell after being diagnosed with ALS, which has become known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yes.
It was actually a fatal condition. He had to cease playing. Remember, he played in over, I forgot the exact record, but it was over 2,000 consecutive games, 16 straight years.
16 straight
He didn't
years.
miss a game and was forced to retire. That emotional day at Yankee Stadium in 1939, Lou Gehrig's farewell. Let's take a look at the scene from the 4th of July all those years back.
Gehrig is 36 years old, and he's dying. The display of adoration and outpouring of emotion, all for him, is overwhelming.
The announcer, the MC, said, "Mr. Gehrig has asked not to speak. Thank you very much for coming." And the crowd started chanting, "We want Lou, we want Lou." You get 61,000 people on their feet, waving their hats and demanding that Gehrig say something. Lou could never say no to anybody, and certainly to authority figures. Finally, Joe McCarthy comes up to Gehrig and whispers in his ear, "Come on, you gotta do this," and gives him a little push in the back.
When you see Lou Gehrig walk to the microphone and accept the responsibility that he has to say something to the fans, in that moment, he becomes who he always was.
For the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad brag. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. When you look around, wouldn't you consider it a privilege to associate yourself with such a fine-looking man as is standing in uniform in this ballpark today? That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for. Thank you.
Wow, powerful stuff. Today, I mean, he's been given basically a death sentence.
Yes.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
You know, Lou Gehrig and many other people, you know, that has fought this horrible disease over the year. I take my hat off to him and the folks that has fought this horrible disease, Kip. I mean, what a moment in sports. Lou Gehrig, you know, Cal Ripken later on would break his
the
record.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but what a moment, what a tradition, what an honor to be associated with Lou Gehrig in baseball.
4th of July, 1939. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the Legends' favorite segment. We haven't done it in months. SEC Gossip. We'll have that for you right after this.